Now, let's just talk about some kind of marquee games. Southern Cal comes off a bye week. Miller Moss has really established himself in his final year at USC. Can you believe this kid never played up until now? You know, he started with the 6-touchdown game in the Holiday Bowl, and he's been nonstop ever since that point in time. USC goes to play Michigan. USC has kind of hit the jackpot with a running back transfer, wide receivers. Defense has just been superb. And they're playing a Michigan Wolverines team in Ann Arbor that's made a quarterback change. They got a lot of problems at Michigan. Harbaugh did not leave the cupboard fully stocked. Their starting quarterback had 2 touchdowns, 6 picks first 2 weeks. He will sit. They're going with somebody who's never played a game is going to play against Southern Cal. UCLA, we've talked about the deficiency roster-wise. We've talked about how poorly they have played. UCLA goes to Death Valley. They go to Baton Rouge. They go to play LSU. This could be a disaster in Death Valley. And I'll tell you, if people are unhappy right now with where they are with the hiring of Deshaun Foster as head coach, if they get lit up, I'll guarantee you Brian Kelly will light them up because LSU's trying to get back into the top 10 for a postseason playoff berth. This could really be bad for UCLA. Third game, it's going to really be interesting to see. Utah, Oklahoma State. Cam Rising get back on the field. He's their 6th-year quarterback. He's had just nothing but injury problems when he's played. He's really delivered the goods. Will Cam Rising play? And Oklahoma State, they are loaded. Ollie Gordon, one of the best running backs in the country, he's yet to break loose this season. He's going to have a big game to put himself back in the Heisman conversation. He's going to try to do it against what usually is a very good Utah defense. Then you got Colorado. Another week, another press conference, another scalding from Deion Sanders towards the media. He just won't let this stuff go. Colorado, by the way, plays Baylor this week. Baylor's not quite what Baylor has been in recent years. So it may well be that Shedeur Sanders can come up with big numbers and get them a win. But Deion Sanders goes after the columnist again at his weekly press conference, saying, you guys never used to critique and criticize athletes. And now you're doing it all the time in this program. Now the columnists have been chirping about Deion leaving the starters into late in the fourth quarter and running up scores and throwing touchdown passes against outman teams. And they're upset that Shedeur Sanders refused to shake the hand of the Colorado State quarterback, Brandon Nicolosi, after the Buffs beat the Rams in the big in-state rivalry. And, of course, all the problems with the other son who's out with a fractured forearm, but all the junk off the field. And the way Deion's conducted his business. So Deion, he's lecturing the columnist again about what you're writing about my guys. And then he finishes it off and said, at the end of the day, I know what it is. You guys are just jealous because my players are making more money than you're making. He is so off the charts, it's unbelievable. It just goes on, and it just never, ever ends. And again, as John and I have talked about in the past, media's got a responsibility to be fair. Media's got the right to be critiquing if they wish. But the media's got the last bullet in the gun. And he just continues to do this every Tuesday. He's denouncing somebody in the media that covers the team on a regular basis. So we got that set of topics on the table. You want to talk about the games? Go ahead, John.
Well, I want to talk about Coach Prime, because imagine if you're the athletic director at Colorado. I mean, are you liking the bottom line here? Because the stadium is full. They're selling tickets. There's a buzz around town.
All-time record season tickets, all-time record corporate sponsorships in Boulder.
Right. So if you're the administration at University of Colorado, you have to be thrilled. But you kind of knew this going in when you got Deion, that you were going to get a lot of this chaos and hysteria around him. I'm rooting for him. Who would you say they're playing? Oh,
Baylor.
Baylor. Okay, that's a tough assignment.
On the road.
Yeah, so it's Big 12 time. Here we go.
But Shedeur and Travis Hunter are just spectacular players.
Yeah, they were talking a little bit about how Travis Hunter might be like Deion Sanders was, being a two-way guy there on the edge.
I think that's what he's going to be by the time he gets to the NFL. I mean, that is a special talent.
Has there ever been a two-way player in the NFL that was legit full-time two-way?
Not not modern day recently. Dion might have been the last one that really tried it. And Dion obviously turned into a two-sport guy because he played baseball.
Well, I think some of the two-way guys you'll see is like when the fridge turns into a fullback or something.
Yeah, but that's not on an every down basis.
Right, exactly. So you look at these other games. I mean, SC, real test in Michigan, playing the big boys, UCLA too. I mean, this is really what we've always been worried about with these two teams going to the new conference. Granted, the LSU UCLA isn't a Big 12 matchup, but they're going to get whooped. And it used to be that USC, UCLA used to always be both ranked. Remember back in the days, and now UCLA just seems like a shell of itself.
Oh, it's if it's a disaster in Death Valley, just the critique and the criticism being directed at that leadership group on the campus in Westwood is going to grow and grow. I just think this has the potential just to be a disaster of a season.
Yeah, I'm really worried about Foster there. So these are great matchups here. It's college football. Here we go.
Okay, we go from there.